Hey, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be changing out the front brake setup on my CRF150R here. Right now it's got a CRF450R caliper as well as an Adeline master cylinder, and we're going to be swapping that over to a 4-piston RC390 caliper. I picked up everything here except for the caliper from 73 Motor Parts, and hopefully it'll be a pretty easy install. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop off the old system here, and then we can get to fitting the new one. So to fit the new bracket, we have to tap the left fork here, and I did try while it was on the bike. It moves around a little bit too much, so I'm going to pull the fork off and we'll tap it on the bench. It'll be way easier. Alright, that's significantly better. Now it's not trying to rotate around on me while I'm attempting to tap it. Really should get some tapping fluid. Just put a dab of oil in there. See how this bolt thread's in there? Not too bad. A little tight in the spot, so I'll run the tap through again. Just clean it up. Much better. Cool. Just gotta tap this one and start moving on. Alright, so I've got our tapped fork back in the bike. I'm gonna throw the wheel back in here because we need to shave off some of the caliper for clearance. Alright, toss on our new bracket here. Alright, so let's see where we need to remove some material. So it looks like just the tip here and here are really touching the wheel, and just barely. So these are the two edges I'm going to grind down just with an angle grinder to get some clearance there. Alright, so it turns out on this setup you run between 2 and 3 spacers between the bracket and the caliper here for adjustment. And when I initially set this up, I just had them directly on the bracket, so no need to grind this down at all. There's plenty of space with the spacers in there. I went ahead and ground down the caliper here, getting pretty much right into the bolts that join the halves together just to get enough clearance. And I think we are pretty much set now. So let's get this on there just to test it out. Also, big thanks to Jim for answering that question for me. I was like, something seems off here as I got a little bit further in the process. Perfect. Alright, so next I'll get the rotor on, and that way we'll check the clearance between that and the caliper here, and we can make any adjustments we need with the washers, and then I should be able to take it apart and get this all cleaned up and new pads in before we start final assembly. Big brake setups on these 12-inch mags are always kind of fun. It's a lot of order of operations. So I'm going to get my rotor on here with 2 bolts, just holding it loosely. And then we'll get the wheel in with it. Now I'll pull one of these bolts off and everything will start slipping and sliding around. In the most annoying way. But you need that in order to get the caliper on. Alright, we at least got the caliper loosely in there, which means we can get our rotor bolts back in so that everything's not slipping and sliding around. Alright, how does she spin? A little on the draggy side. But I am also going to clean up the pistons and everything in here, and hopefully we can get rid of a lot of that drag. But as far as clearance, not hitting anything in the caliper here, seems good. Okay, so now I'm going to clean up the caliper. I'm going to put some new brake pads in there as well. Let's get this out. Probably need to clean up the pin. I didn't buy a new one, even though I really should. Although, when I went looking for seals for this brake setup, they were not easy to find. So I imagine a pin is probably similar. Any massive grooves in there? No, I think this will clean up pretty easily. Not too much brake dust in there. I think this came off like a 2019 or 2017, so not terribly old. Yeah, not a ton came out. Not a ton of brake dust at least. After I cleaned it up a bit, there's no pits or divots in the pin, so I'm gonna go ahead and reuse that this time around. Try and find another one for the next round. And slide in our new brake pads here. Lovely. Alright, got the caliper and rotor reinstalled, and with the pistons pushed back in, we have no drag. We'll have to see what it's like when they're expanded out again and kind of dragging on the rotor. Hopefully we don't have a lot of brake drag. But now we can get the master cylinder on, put the line on, and then we should just be bleeding it. I've got a Adeline brake master cylinder here, and I was running this on the last setup, loved it there, so hopefully it does the trick for us here. This one is slightly larger. It's the, I think it's what, the 15 millimeter versus the 14? Oh, sticker. Sick. Alright, let's go get this set on the bars, and then we can figure out the line. Alright, I like using these brake lines from 73 Motor Parts because they come with a bunch of different fittings, so you can get some different angles if you need them. I'm going to see how it is right off the rip. I did use the straight one on the last setup, so we might end up swapping to that. But let's see how this does right off the rip. Glad I kept the banjo from the RC390 caliper. It's a different thread pitch entirely, so that's good to know if you are setting this up in a similar manner. I got the crush washers on here because I'm probably not pulling this side off again. All right, and then we'll have a secure connection down on the fork guard. Let me just see how that looks real quick too. All right, so that'll sit roughly like so. Yeah, I think this will work for us. Also make sure to tighten these fittings because they come loose as well. Or they arrive loose, not they come loose. All right, so now it's time for my least favorite portion of the brake job, and that is filling and bleeding the system. So I got a new bottle of Motul factory line RBF 700. I've been using the 650, never had any issues with it, but I saw this popped up. And I was like, sure, higher number is better, right? Get that reservoir filled up. The angle of my lever is definitely not helping at the moment. I'm going to start with the master cylinder bleeder up here. That should get some fluid moving, and then we'll move down to the caliper. Yeah, let's get this bled. All right, I got my catch bottle here. This makes life a lot easier without spraying fluid everywhere. Once we get fluid flowing out of the master, it'll go a lot faster. So we pretty much stopped seeing bubbles coming out of the caliper, so the rest of them are probably in the line and the master. Tap that up a bit, and I'll bleed the master again. Yeah, a couple bubbles coming out of there. Alright, I'm going to close this up for now. I'm definitely going to check it a couple more times before I hit the track. Nothing worse than no brakes at the end of the straight, right? But we have plenty of lever feel here, and we'll zip tie the brake lever to the bar when we're commuting to the track. That should take care of a lot of any of the other bubbles that are hanging out in the line. So that's pretty much our entire system set up and ready to go. Very little brake drag, which is nice, and that's after bleeding, so the pads are slammed up against the rotor pretty nicely. Now I'm going to go through, I'm going to put some red Loctite on the rotor bolts and probably some blue on the caliper mounting bolts here, as well as some RTV on the outside. That's a requirement from our race organization. In the future, I'll probably find some different bolts for the rotor so that I can safety wire them, and then drill these as well as the caliper bracket for safety wire. But just gonna leave it alone for now in case I need to go do some adjusting. But once I'm pretty happy with it, we'll lock it down. All right, so I got the brake setup all buttoned up. The last thing I had to do was trim the fork guard. It was just barely making contact with the rotor. I forgot we actually spaced it out from the wheel, so that makes sense. So just trim that back, and then I actually wrapped Teflon tape around these two front bolts here. There was a surprising amount of play in there, even with them tightened down. It's just the size of the hole for the fork guards was just, you know, oversized. So this is more rigid now, which is nice, and it should not make contact with our rotor. Lovely. So I'm gonna go right into racing with this because I've got a race coming up this weekend. So thanks for hanging out in the garage. See you on the next one.